Hi guys, welcome back. So we've actually got a finalised England squad. We can pick a team for Italy, and as always there's some controversy here. So let's quickly go through the squad, then we'll pick a team and talk about the controversial picks or not picks. Not picks? Non-inclusions? Anyway, there are a few more injuries. Cowan Dickey, Noel, they're not right. I think Noel's having an operation. Not overly sure what's up with Cowan Dickey, but the way he runs into people with his head first, I'm not surprised. He's had a lot of rugby. So yeah, that to add to a few other injuries. I think it takes to about a 9 maybe he'd wanted in the squad that are injured, but that's to be expected at this stage of the season. Now, the omissions are the one we're going to talk about when we go through the squad. Both Simmonds brothers, clearly not good enough for some reason. You know, they won the Premiership, they won the European Cup. Sam Simmonds, European Player of the Year. Joe Simmonds, captain, kicking all the goals, but not needed. So that either means England are incredibly strong or they're not going to be as strong as they could have been. Anyway, let me know what you think down below. That combined with the Ben Spencer controversy just feels like they're missing a few players. Luckily, England have a lot of players to pick from, but still you want to get your best ones in there. Notably inclusions though, there is some positive news. Thank God Johnny Hill is in there. I think he absolutely deserves his place. Got Launchbury, the old stager, still performing well. And thank God we have Jack Willis in, who has been absolutely on fire, by far the best flanker in the Premiership this year. Dan Robson is in as the 9 instead of Spencer, and absolutely no problem with Dan Robson being in. He's been amazing. Wasp fans have argued that Dan Robson's actually slightly better than Spencer. You know, that's a toss-up, but certainly he's one of the best and should be in. Spencer probably should be in instead of Hines, to be honest, but clearly they've gone for a certain style. But anyway, they're the 3 scrum halves now. With George Ford dropping out, they needed another 10. Like I said, Joe Simmonds, clearly not good enough. So they've gone for Jacob Umaga, who is brilliant. I would say Joe Simmonds probably is, you know, top in the pecking order there, but Eddie Jones thinks not. He probably likes the way he defends. Maybe he's a little bit quicker, a little bit more daring. Anyway, he's got a great chance of starting because him and Farrell are probably the only 2 10s, but I guess you could add in Max Malins as well. So we might well see, in fact, I'm going to say it now, we're going to see Jacob Umaga get his first cap. Anyway, let's have a look at the squad. Back 3, they're taking Thokanasiga, even though I don't think he's 100% fit. I'm not sure that's a wise move. I hope they don't push him too hard again because they injured him in the World Cup. I'm not sure he's back right from that last injury, but he's in anyway. Then they take Furbank, who's good, solid. I just don't think he's of the level. His performances merit him being in this squad, and that's a spot where Joe Simmonds could have taken. Joe Simmonds has played fullback as well. Anyway, Malins is in, which is great. He's been phenomenal, playing fullback or 10. Then May, Watson, of course. Thorley stays in. So they're your back 3. Centres wise, well, we've got a lot of outside centres here. All 4 of these guys are outside centres. Lawrence, Marchant, Joseph and Slade. Someone's going to have to play 12. Could be a little bit of a lottery. Farrell could play 12, but without Ford, maybe Farrell goes to 10. So that's going to be interesting. But 4 excellent centres. Good to see Lawrence and Marchant get their chance. And then you've got the reliable Joseph and Slade as well. The 10s, well, I think Farrell now you count as a 10, not at 12. But we'll see. Maybe Umaga will get chucked straight in at 10 and Farrell will play 12. Anyway, so Farrell and Umaga, I'm saying, are the 10s. 9s, you've got Youngs, Hines and Robson. Then loosehead prop, Mako, Genge and Abano, so very strong in that department. And the other side of the scrum, Sinclair, Williams and Stewart. I think that's the best looking set of English props we've seen for a while, so that's excellent. Hooker, Cowan Dickey's out, which is a shame. We've still got George, of course. Then it'll probably go Dunn, then probably Singleton as the pecking order. Second rows, Toje, Hill, Launchbury and Ribbon stays in. So they're the well, actually Ewers as well. Yules as well. I didn't put him into my list, but he's there. So plenty of options. Second row. Flankers, this is definitely England's strongest position. Got Curry and Underhill, obviously. Then you've got Ben Earl, which is brilliant. He's been on fire. Jack Willis, again, the two-form back row, as you would say. Ludlam stays in, which is interesting. It's a slot that could maybe have gone to someone else, maybe like Don Brandt. But Eddie Jones likes Ludlam. He works really, really hard. Not Ludlow, Ludlam. And yeah, he's still back in again. And Ted Hill retains his place, which is good to see. I think he's very, very versatile, a different type of back row, a bigger guy naturally. And all of these guys are very young, absolutely, looking really strong. At number 8, it's just Billy on his own again. Billy no mates? Well, someone's got to be his mate and play 8 if he needs be. It's probably going to be Ben Earl, I would say. Could be Ted Hill, could be Curry, but I'd say Earl would actually be the backup 8. But Billy again, not liking Don Brandt, not liking Sam Simmonds. Billy is on his own-ish there, maybe Earl. So let's pick the team. Let's go for Mako Vunipola, George and Sinclair. I think it's England's best front row if they're all fit. Very exciting. Got a bit of everything. Who's going to go with the Toe-J? Well, I think it's clear for me who the second best second row is this year. It's Johnny Hill. He's been amazing in every department. Physicality, line out. This guy is, I think he's on fire actually. So really excited to see those two go. Could actually be England's best second row pairing for a while, as long as Hill hits the ground running. Then at 6, I think you've got to play Willis. He's an absolute phenomenon. Eddie Jones has hinted that he's going to be used in the line out a fair bit. He's a turnover master and he's hard as nails. Improved his carrying. He's in. I think Curry stays at 7. I think, he has been phenomenal for England. Billy gets his shot at 8 to prove he is the best. I still believe in him. I still think he is a phenomenal 8 when he gets going. So I think there's a bit of good pressure on him to perform. I am expecting him to perform. At 9 is hard. I'd probably want Spencer there, maybe Robson, but I think Youngs has the experience. He's playing well, even though he's been playing in a poor Leicester team. I'd still go for Youngs, give him the chance to keep going, and then have Robson on the bench to back him up. I've got a feeling he's going to start Umaga at 10, but I'd start Farrell at 10, and then I'd give Lawrence a go at 12, because someone's got to play 12. He's the power man. Let's see how he goes. And I think Slade's been the best 13 of the season. European champion, Premiership champion, really master of all trades. So Lawrence and Slade, I like that in the centres. But it's a new balance. It's going to take a while for them to work out what's going on. Then we've got May on one wing. I'd have Watson on the other wing. I think they're your two best wingers. And I'd have Malins straight in. I think Malins has been just brilliant, very quick, he's got all the skills, he's put on a bit of size. Absolutely, I think he's the man. Then we've got Dunn, Genge and Williams on the bench, so plenty of hard-hitting guys in the front row. Ever reliable launch spree. I've gone for a 6-2 split, mainly because I want to get Underhill and Earl in there. We might be a little light in the backs, but I think we can just about cover it. Robson and Umaga are the covering backs, but I'm a bit 50-50 on that, but I want to see Underhill and Earl. I think they could cause serious impact off the bench. And then just to end up with, why haven't they picked Joe Simmonds? Well, it's an interesting one. You've got Joe Simmonds, you've got Umaga, and you've got Smith. Now, I think Smith's still injured. Let me know if he's not, but it's so tight between those three. I'd give the nod to Joe Simmonds because he's been the captain of this all-powerful Exeter team. That's not to say Umaga's not amazing, Smith's not amazing. What is for sure, though, is the future's looking great, but I just hope we're not doing a Ben Spencer and just leaving him until his international career's passed him by. It's far too early to say that for Joe Simmonds and Sam Simmonds in some respect, but it's a little bit worrying. Hopefully they won't leave it too late. Sam Simmonds is tough. Him and Ben Earl are probably 50-50. Sam Simmonds are an out-and-out 8. Ben Earl can cover more positions. I was thinking if they left Don Brandt in, they're clearly going for a big guy at 8. But they're not, because Billy's the only big 8. And Earl's not massive. If you put Curry in there, he's not massive. So why not have Sam Simmonds? It's a little bit worrying. We're leaving out some quality players, but this team is fantastic, the squad is fantastic. That is the luxury that Eddie Jones has. He can afford to have his favourites. Other countries don't have that luxury and may be a little bit annoyed by it as well. Anyway guys, let me know what you think of the squad, let me know what you think of the omissions, and let me know what you think of the team I have selected. And until next time, I will see you then.